Hi everyone, it's Michelle. I am back with another video. Yes, you are a teacher, the infants and toddlers. All right, so as you can see, I have a few things here that I set out so that you can see just a few of the things that an infant toddler uh, can use, or that family childcare providers, homeschooling parents can have out when they are working with the infants and toddlers. And I'm going to sit down here and just show you some of the things that I have. But before I get started, I want to talk to you about just a few things, pamphlets and things that I have that I give my parents. I care for children starting a lot of times at 3 months old, and some parents are new, some parents are not, but I always want to make sure I give them things like when a baby cries, what is my baby trying to tell me, um, safe sleep for your baby, okay? For breastfeeding moms, who makes a families strong, or who makes families strong, and then it's about the parents, and then some infant toddler preschooler, what to read, and that comes from our library. All right, so that becomes very, very important because a lot of times parents don't know when my baby cries, what do I do? What does it mean? And you can help with that and teach the parents what those different cries mean and what to look for in those cries. And it makes it very easy for parents to understand their baby. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about what I have for my infants and toddlers. And one of the things you should know about infants and toddlers is that they grow fast. And in the family childcare home, you want to make sure that you are providing those things that help them to grow and develop. What happens is with them and with all the age groups, but what we're particularly looking for in the infant toddler uh, age are those milestones that they are reaching at the different age levels. And I just have a few things here that help them do that. So I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to talk a little about books. And as I've told you in my previous videos, I am very big on reading. And I have tons and tons of books. And what you'll notice about a lot of these books that I have here is that they are board books. The infant toddlers need those sturdy books that they can open and close. They don't really know their strength a lot of times, and so if they have a book where it's a thinner paper, it can rip sometimes. And they eventually they transition to those types of books, but we want them to have as much success in liking books as possible. And so sometimes when those pages rip, they don't like that. So I have books like Baby Dance, Baby Cakes, um, Busy. I have Baby Talk, Let's Have Fun. And you'll also notice that a lot of the books show babies on them, and they love seeing themselves. They love seeing the little ones and how they work. This one is Quiet Loud. This is a favorite in my childcare because we're trying to, it's a teachable moment with, especially with my toddlers, in appropriateness and talking and yelling and things like that. And I still have my books out from my series of Calm Down Time, Noses Are Not for Picking, and this is a big one for the toddlers. Diapers Are Not Forever. Okay, and I know the parents talk to me about that a lot. It's like, oh my gosh, when are they going to be potty trained? But trust me, they are. They don't go to elementary school and they're still wearing Pampers, so that doesn't happen. A big one, germs are not for sharing. We talk a lot about that in the family childcare or in childcare homes in general because we are constantly cleaning, washing hands, uh, sanitizing, things like that, right? Whose knees are these? Please, baby, please. Little God Loves You. And then I have series of books, Hugs and Kisses, Splash, Eat, Smile. All these books are really good. And they don't have a lot of words on the pages. And so you're not reading a whole lot. Um, and which is good because the attention span also is shorter for your infants, especially for your toddlers. Farm Your Beat, a lot of the books rhyme, um, and so they have sort of a rhythm to them. And How Do Dinosaurs Count to 10? I have a lot of these books. There's a ton of these in the series. I also have big books, and the children love to read those as well. And then you'll also find that you'll have books that have different textures and that speak to um, the senses. And the children in infant toddler stage, they love to touch. They love to put things in their mouths. And so you have to be careful with that. And so you want to give them books where they can touch, where they can, um, and they can feel. And so they love to do that. That is how they explore their world. They cannot talk at that time. And so you want to help them and give them those uh, things. This is another book, Peekazoo, where the children can touch. And it becomes important with these different textures. Uh, and a mirror is a must. I have the big mirror, but even in books, it's really great. The children love to see themselves. You can even tell a story with, um, and you tell them their name, and then all of a sudden there's a mirror in the book, and then you can really make it exciting for them. Books like Sleep. And so what you're doing is you're introducing not only the importance of reading, you're introducing and helping them to develop their small motor skills, but you're also teaching them about life skills. And that's very, very important. And a book like Sleep does that. Please, baby, please, all those things. You're also teaching them about that one, Whose Knees Are These? Teaching them about the knees, quiet, loud. And so there are all these different teachable moments for your infants and toddlers that they love. And this one is a favorite, Toes, Ears, and Nose. Babies love to talk about their toes, and it also helps them. Inside my mittens, I've got, and then it shows you the hands. And so they love to learn about, and they should learn about um, their body, their hands, their feet, because they're learning how to coordinate those things uh, in our world. And you can also create books. I have books. I took a photo album and I just created this book. Okay, this happens to have in this one, the different sight words are in that, and that will happen. We created that for our preschoolers, like our toddler going into our preschool age. And then you want to have books like this one is called Duck Ellington, and it comes with a CD. Children love to sing, they love music, and um, they can learn about um, the different music and things like that with that. This is a little tiny book, Pinocchio. But what happens in this book is that you can pull out, you can pull out what happens. And it becomes a really cool book. I have the Big Knot puzzle, which is the Montessori puzzle. And um, the children love to manipulate that. That is very important in the toddler stage. And I also have a boppy pillow. The boppy pillow is used a lot with parents for the children, and you see the tag on the side. It will tell you how to use your boppy for each stage of your child's development. And that's very, very important. So if you are breastfeeding, you can use the boppy to lay the baby on. If they are just starting to sit up, you can use that to support the back. You can also use it for tummy time and, a lot of other different things as well. And I love that. You also want to have toys that are soft. And so I do have a block area, and I have all different types of blocks. And one of them are these big soft blocks. And so when they're building, stacking, sorting, these blocks are safe and they're not hard and they won't hurt. And I'll also introduce them to some of these are like little small plastic, very light blocks as well. Those are a little bit noisier, a little bit harder, and those are good when you're transitioning the children into something that is a little bit more big kid, if you will, in their development. You also want to have books, especially for your infants, soft books. Elmo is a favorite, and so this book does a lot. It has like pullouts and all that, and so books that make noise. You want to appeal to the senses a lot of times with the babies, and they love those type of things. Each page makes a different noise, and they love that. You also want to have soft books where maybe some of the pictures are lifted, and so that becomes really important. And this book comes with the rattle, and so that's also important. Elmo has a little lamb, and you can press a button, and it sings different songs and does different things. And so the babies enjoy that as well. And there's some more soft things. And I have a mirror that's soft on the outside. You want to start introducing them. They want to play with the trucks and things. And so this is a good one. When they squeeze it, it makes a noise. When they open it, they can see all types of pictures. And it's really nice. And once again, it has the mirror on the front. And more soft toys. You also want to introduce things like chew toys. This is very sturdy. They can chew on it, bite on it. You also want to make sure that you clean and sanitize those toys, because infants and toddlers, one of the things they like to do is put things in their mouths. And so that becomes important. But a lot of these things make noise. Okay. And then you can also, once they're introduced to that, once they're toddlers, kind of show them some of the different instruments, because you will have instrument time, and introduce them to all types of music, even in your infant toddler stage. Classical music, jazz, Christian music, things like that. A favorite is Lori Berkner, and they love that. The classical music, just different types of music you can introduce them to. Another type of book are the indestructible books. And I love the indestructible books because you can ball it up, and you can even flatten it out, and it goes back to it and takes its shape. And they don't have words in it, so you can make up stories based on the pictures. The pictures are absolutely beautiful, as you can see. And they have a really nice topics or titles, and they're really cool. And the babies crumple them up. You cannot rip them or anything. Trust me, the children have tried. So these are really nice. Okay, they ball them up, they throw them, they step on them, they pull on them, they do not rip. All right. And if you're looking for some books that the children will like, but also that will be a help for you, Um, this little piggy is nice. It has all types of different favorite nursery rhymes. My First Baby Games. It has baby games in it. Pat a Cake has all different types of songs. And then there's a Let's Play Baby Talking that comes with a CD and also a pullout as a parent guide so that um, you will know what types of activities you can do with the baby. Um, and it makes for a lot of fun. So I want to take you over here now to um, once the infant starts to move, they are going to want to crawl everywhere. And so it will be up to you to keep them safe and away from a lot of things that they shouldn't be, putting things in their mouth and everything. And so one of the things I've done is given the babies, the toddlers, a place to come and get different things. So you want to have things that are stackable. Okay. You want to have other things that are stackable. So like this is good. They figure out where to put the certain things. Okay. And so you want to start having do things like that, building critical thinking and all. This helps with the shapes, and they take this, and it also teaches colors, but it also teaches them how to maneuver different things and manipulate. So no, this doesn't go here. It will go here in the yellow area. I also have dominoes in the bag. I have string, and then the large beads for stringing. And so this also helps with your developing your small motor, your fine motor skills. And we have pegs and the pegboards. Okay, so those will be some of the things that once they reach that toddler stage, they are wanting to crawl, they're wanting to pick certain things out and play with them themselves. They're also developing their independence at the different levels. And as they grow, they're going to want to explore a little bit more in your home as they're introduced to different things. So I want to take a little bit of time to talk about sleeping. I do have bassinet, I have pack and plays, and I have mats, and I have the cot here. And one of the things I found when the infants were growing up and they were transitioning to mats or cots is that a lot of times they might not feel as comfortable on these things. And so I had the mats at first, and then I have the cots as well. And so once they're transitioning and moving into that toddler stage, I have different things for them to sleep on so that they can be comfortable while they're sleeping. Of course, they have their blanket from home that will help them make that transition, and that becomes very important, especially if you have a child who's coming in as a toddler and they're not really quite sure if it's safe. And so I want to also talk to you a little bit about rules. And I have my toddler rules hanging up here. I give a set to parents as well as my house rules and class rules. But the toddler rules coincide with the books that I read. Hands are not for hitting, teeth are not for biting, feet are not for kicking, voices are not for yelling, calm down, breathe in and out, and let a grown-up help. And so the toddler rules speak to a lot of the things that they are doing at that time, not because they're bad children, but because those are different developmental stages that they may go through. And so it's up to us to help them transition and through those milestones. and help them. So just a little recount. I'm going to go through again and show you some of the things that I have for my infant toddlers. And it's very important to have these things so that they are developing in the way that they need to develop, and you are providing for them a safe, fun space that will help them grow and do that. So make sure you subscribe, you like the video, put anything in the comments, any questions that you have. That will be great. I'll be happy to answer them for you, or to have a discussion about certain things. And I will see you and talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.